Hello there, you amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a brand new Doctor Who action figure collection update video. And it is the 1st of November, which is the 60th anniversary month to Doctor Who. So I thought, to actually kind of make it interesting, I do an up-to-date on my Doctor Who action figure collection. So let's dive into it, shall we? So at the top of it, we have Season 1 with the Unearthly Child, with the TARDIS and First Doctor, with two Daleks from the Daleks. And then, of course, we've got the Keys of Madness and the Sensorites. And that is it for Season 1. Next season down, we have Season 2 with the Dalek Invasion of Earth, the Web Planet, and, of course, the Chase set. So as you can see, we've got a Dalek Supreme, the Flight Controller Dalek, and then two standard Dalek drones. The First Doctor's wearing his costume from the Web of Fear. And then, of course, we have the History of the Dalek set number 3, which basically is the Chase. And then down, we have Season 3 with the Dalek's Master Plan first, with the Dalek Supreme from that story and the Flamethrower Dalek. Then, of course, we have the First Doctor with a Mondasian Summon next to him. Then, of course, we have Patrick Troughton, the Second Doctor. Next after him, we have the Power of the Dalek set with the Dalek Scoop, a Cyberman from the Moon Base, and then, of course, we have the Evil Daleks Dalek Guard. I've only got one. I haven't got the other set, sorry, so I don't really have any other Daleks for that story, apart from that one I got from a charity shop for 50p. Then down here, we have Season 5, 6, and 7. So as you can see, we have the Abominable Snowman set with the TARDIS and, of course, the Second Doctor there. A Second Doctor with another Mondasian Sun behind him to represent Tomb of the Cybermen. An Ice Warrior. Season 6, we've got the Invasion. And then, of course, the War Games, Second Doctor and TARDIS. And then at the side here, we have, as you can see, the Autons from Spearhead from Space with Brigadier Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart. And that is it just for that part. So I'm literally going to jump over here so you can see my lovely pictures. And then jumping into Season 8 with the Claws of Axos set and the Master. Day of the Daleks being nice represented there. Then, of course, we have the Time Monster with Joe Grant and the Third Doctor and TARDIS. And then the Three Doctors with Omega and, of course, the first 3 incarnations of the Doctor. And then down here we have John Pertwee next to a Jurassic. Planet of the Daleks is having a good representation there. The Time Warrior for Lynx. Two Death of the Daleks, Sarah Jane and the Third Doctor and TARDIS from the Monster of Paladon. And then just at the side of him, I've put a Halloween spider to try and represent, you know, Planet of the Spiders. I am thinking of getting a dinosaur so I can put it on display and basically to represent Invasion of the Dinosaurs. And then coming down here, oops, we jump into the Fourth Doctor era with Robot, the Santorum Experiment, Genesis of the Daleks being nicely represented there, Terror of the Zygons being represented there. Then, of course, we have Season 14 for the Deadly Assassin Master. I'm quite looking forward to having the new Time Lord set from the Deadly Assassin that's coming out later on. Talents of Wing Chiang, Season 15 with the Fourth Doctor and Leela, and down here we have K9. And then at this side we have, as you can see, we have Romana 1, basically from the Pirate Planet and the Armageddon Factor. Oh, no, sorry, Power of Kroll. Sorry, another sci-fi guy, we have a figure for the Power of Kroll. I've kind of done a nice little display to represent Destiny of the Daleks with the Fourth Doctor and Romana being surrounded by 4 Daleks. Then, of course, we have Romana from the Horns of Nimon. And then the Fourth Doctor from Season 18. And coming over here, we have Peter Davison with the Visitation set, Earthshock, my lovely display of the 5 Doctors with the Cyberman, the Rushdon Robot, the Death Zone Dalek with Richard Herndon, John Pertwee, Patrick Troughton and Peter Davison represented. Then at the back here we have, as you can see, Silurians to represent Warriors of the Deep. Then, of course, we have the 5th Doctor for The Awakening, and then the Caves of Androzani. And then coming up here for my Colin Baker section, we have my custom figure of Colin Baker just regenerated. Then, of course, we have the 6th Doctor, a Cyberman. We have the 2 Doctors set there. I've actually put a spare Dalek to try and represent that story when the Red and Renegade Daleks come to arrest Davros on Necros with 2 Revelation of Dalek sets. Then, of course, we have a real-time Doctor and the Terror of the Vervoids Doctor with the recent TARDIS release for the Ultimate Adventure, which I do have the figure to the 8th to the 6th Doctor, but you'll find that a bit later on. And then, of course, I've made my own custom regeneration for Sylvester. Then, of course, we have Ace from Remembrance with my big remote control Dalek of the Dalek Supreme from Remembrance to try and represent that story. Then, of course, we have Silver Nemesis represented here. Then season 26. Then, of course, we have the big finish set with one Dalek and McCoy wearing his TV movie outfit. Then I got my 2 variants of the 8th Doctor. Dark Eyes represented here now with the Dalek drone. And then, of course, with 2 versions of Dark Eyes. And then the 8th Doctor. Then down here we have the War Doctor and the 9th Doctor being represented. So we have the War Doctor from one of his audios. I can't remember which one it was. My customed War Doctor TARDIS, which I kind of broke to try and make it look a bit battered and tattered, and that it's just been flying around for the Time War. Then coming into the 9th Doctor, we've got a nice little representative for Rose, episode 1 of series 1. Then, of course, we have The End of the World, The Unquite Dead, Aliens of London and World 3 represented here, Dalek, Father's Day, as you can see, the Reaper. Then, of course, we have The Empty Child and the Doctor Dances, then Parting the Ways and Bad Wolf, with the regeneration of the 10th Doctor there. Then next shelf down. Then, of course, we have the beginning of Series 2 with the Christmas Invasion, New Earth, Teeth and Claw, Score Reunion, and The Girl in the Fireplace. And then the back here we have Rise and Summit, Age of Steel with the Cyber Throne there. The Impossible Planet and Satan's Pit here. Then, of course, we have the Hoiks for Love and Monsters. And then one representation of Doomsday with one Cyberman, Mickey Smith, the Genesis Arc, Dalek Fate, and Dalek Just. And then down here, as you can see, I've got Dalek Sec with Dalek Khan with 2 other Cybermen and the 10th Doctor. The Rachnos. And a damaged Cyberman just in front of the Rachnos. Sorry, the Christmas lights are starting to fall off, which I put around here back last year. Then, of course, we have Smith and Jones being represented, Shakespeare Code, Gridlock. And then, of course, we have Daleks in Manhattan and Evolution of Daleks being represented. And that's one side of the collection, so I'm literally going to put this on pause and show you the next part. And for this part, now we're into my glass cabinet for Series 4, for the rest of Series 3 down to Series 13. So as you can see, we have the Family of Blood being represented. At the back, we have Blink. Then, of course, right at the back, we have Utopia, Sound of Drums, and Last of the Time Lords. Voyager down, Planet of the Ood there, and, of course, Planet of the Ood there with the 10th Doctor. Then, of course, I've got 1, 2, and 3 Santarans to represent the Santaran Stratosome and Poisonous Sky. Then at the back, we got the Dalek Khan, which is my basically custom, and then the Dalek Supreme. The 10th Doctor with the glasses. Then, of course, we have the B&M sets that came out last year with 2 variants of the Wedding of Sarah Jane Smith from the Sarah Jane Adventures. So we have this one, and then we've got that one at the back, and then Sarah Jane Smith, and then a nice reputation for the End of Time with Rassilon and the 10th Doctor and the 11th Doctor. Then down here we have Series 5 and 6 being represented with the 11th Hour here. Then, of course, we have The Beast Below, Victory of the Daleks, Time of Angels and Flesh and Stone, The Vampires of Venice, Human Nature and Family of Blood for the Silurian. And then, of course, a nice reputation for the Pandora Cat Opens and the Big Bang with River Song, the Auton Roman Soldier, the Weevil and the Cyberman with 2 stone Autons and a stone Cyberman. Then, of course, we have a Christmas Carol being represented here with Matt Smith and Karen Gillan. And then Series 6 here at the side, as you can see, we have the Impossible Astronaut, a Silurian, the Ganga Flesh Doctor, Amy Pond from Let's Kill Hitler, and a Cyberman from Closing Time with a Cybermat. And then down here, we have a good reputation for Series 7 to Series 13 of aka Flux. So we have Oswin Oswald to represent some of the Daleks, Day of the Doctor being represented by John Hurt and The Moment, the 11th Doctor from Time of the Doctor with another variant of the Time of the Doctor. The 12th Doctor era with David Bradley's first TARDIS, and of course him dressed as the first Doctor there to try and represent Twice Upon a Time. Then of course we got my custom at the back with Capaldi in Davros's chair. Davros, and then we have Bill, Missy, and the 12th Doctor again. And then of course here we have series 11 being represented with the 13th Doctor, with Graham, Ryan, and Yaz, with the restaurant. Oh, what's it called? The Recusant Dalek. Series 12 being represented with Jejune from Fugitive to Jadu, Ryan, Yaz, and of course Captain Jack. And here is Flux being represented with the 13th Doctor wearing her coat from Once Upon a Time, 2 Weeping Angels, and Yaz. And that's not the end of that one. So coming into the next part of the glass cabinet. Oh, the Regeneration 13th Doctor's fell over. So let's just put that there. A minute, sorry, as you can see. And this is my representation for the power of the Doctor. So we've got Yaz. Then, of course, the 13th Doctor, when she's in the Time Lord, the Regeneration part, where she meets David Bradley's first Doctor. But unfortunately, I haven't got David Bradley figure. I've only got one of him. So I've used William Hartnell. Paul McGann, Colin Baker, as you can see, it is from the Ultimate Adventure set. And Sylvester McCoy. Then, of course, the Regeneration Doctor, when she just regenerated back into herself from the Master. And then I've kind of got Jodie Whittaker starting to regenerate. And then the 14th Doctor looking and saying what? And that is my Doctor Who action figure collection. So thank you for watching this video. Please do like, subscribe, share, and join me for more awesome Doctor Who content.